Sorry, Bookie. We'll soon start. Can you still hear me? Hello. I can't hear her again.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. Welcome everybody to Real Talk with Odun. It's been a while, right? We've had like a 2 weeks break, and we are so excited to be coming back your way again, as usual. Okay, that 2 weeks break seems like forever. It seems as if I've not been here for a long time. Meanwhile, it's just 2 weeks. But it's fun to be back, and I'm always excited to be sitting here and gisting with you guys. So, welcome to Roots Up with Odun once again. How have you all been? Like I said, 2 weeks without hearing from you guys is too long ago. So, I need to get here, I need to see you guys so we can continue our gisting. Anyway, on today's episode of Real Talk, we will be having my story. All of our familiar followers know what my story is. My story is a segment where we bring people to come tell us their story. And we'll be having that one of those episodes today. And this episode is centered around being with a narcissistic person. I know sometimes a few months ago we brought some psychologists to come talk about dealing with a narcissistic person. And this person actually lived it. So she doesn't want to be seen, she doesn't want to show herself, she just wants to be anonymous, which is why you will just be hearing her voice and not see her face. Okay? Because most of the times people think it's easy to just come out and tell your story, but it's never easy. It is never easy. It takes a lot of courage, and I want to salute the courage of Buki this afternoon for summoning that courage to do this. Thank you for being a strong woman. Thank you for being a courageous woman, ready to use your own experience to teach other people. Because people wonder, why do they need to talk about it? Why do you need to tell it? Most of the time, we see it as a means of helping people, telling people this is my experience, and I hope you take a lesson or two from it and learn from it. So thank you, Buki, for doing this. Thank you for being making yourself an example for other people to learn from. Welcome to the show, Buki. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for doing this. Welcome to Road Talk with Odun.
Thank you.
So we're going to start off. Can you just tell us a bit about yourself? Just introduce yourself a bit.
Okay, I am Bukola and I live in Lagos. I'm 31, will be turning 32 next month. And I have a son. I was once married and the marriage lasted about 2 years and 6 months.
Okay, thank you so much. So you said you have a son. How old is he now?
It's a year and 10 months.
Okay, so let's just go back way back to the beginning with your ex. I'm assuming you guys are ex now, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so let's go back to when it all started. How did you guys meet?
We met in the church.
Mm.
We met in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I was about becoming a deaconess while he just joined. He newly joined the workers in training and he newly got commissioned as a worker in church there. So
Mm.
that was how we met. We met in church. He was in sanitation department, always in church on Saturdays to do cleaning with the other women.
Mm.
That was how we met.
Okay, so what happened? What happened? Well, as in, I want you to tell us the journey. What happened? Like was it a church connection, or was it like you guys were friends and you dated, or what? How actually did your relationship start?
Well, we've been church members for a while, even before he joined the workers in training in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, my parish then. So we're just LO high church members. And then sometime in February 2018, it just somehow we became close. Became more than just hi hi. We became close. He visited me, and I also um, visited once in a while because he lived adjacent to my parents' place. Then he rented an apartment there. So a month into, not even a month, like some weeks into our close friendship, he asked me out, like he asked me for a relationship, like a romantic relationship, and I asked, is it going to be just dating for dating sake or for marriage? And I guess he figured that my I was almost turning 30 and I would not want just ordinary date. So he said for marriage. And I said, okay, let me ask my father. God is my father. I'll just take some time off to
And
pray
pray
about
about
it
it. Mm,
and then I'll give you feedback. So I left the area because we're more or less living on the same street. So I went to a friend's place around Akoka. I left Korodu. I went to Akoka to stay so as to hear God's voice about the matter. So while all the while I was there, I was always calling and me saw that I already like had a relationship in the past. I was fascinated and love bombing was something that I welcomed because I didn't know what a regular relationship felt like or was like. So morning, afternoon, evening, okay, where are you? How are you? When will you come back to the area? This and that. So I was feeling happy with all the attention, and by the time I got back, it just started like that. It's not like I said a yes or a no. I just felt
oh, so
since I wasn't hearing God
you
particularly,
synced
probably
into
because
it. It's not as if you gave him an answer.
no, I did not because I prayed and listened to some messages, and there was this part where um, Pastor Reverend Agin, Pastor Agin of
Kenneth
blessed memory,
again.
was saying if you have a peace of God, you have a peace of mind. It's probably a green light from God for you to go ahead. So I felt okay, since I don't have this red alert in my soul, probably this is God telling me to go ahead. So I just decided to move on with it without having any particular scripture or any particular word from God. I just moved on with it and I felt okay, I think I'm safe since I don't have any. But there's this way I feel when I'm into something I shouldn't be into. I feel fear, like I don't know how to explain, like a red alert in my spirit. So I felt okay, since I'm not having all those feelings, then it must be God.
Wow.
So we continued and it was a very short courtship. In 6 months we were married. And the marriage was such that my parents like they took responsibility of at least 90% of the whole ceremony.
Wow.
Even himself was not really, he wasn't gainfully employed, so the suits, attires for the engagement and everything was taken care of by my parents because I also wasn't working. I was just doing off and on work, but my parents came all the way from the US. They did everything, made sure everything was perfect, and even rented an apartment for us. They went ahead to
Wow.
pay for our processing to Canada. So they paid for. I was already processing Canada at the point where I met him. So the only thing left for me was just to get into the pool because I needed to have West evaluation of my certificates and IELTS. So I passed my IELTS. I had 8 overall, so I was good enough to go. But he was begging me because I was hiding the updates. But somehow he got access to my phone and was able to see that I was about traveling to Canada. They said I should wait for him. That after wedding we'll go. So after the wedding, my parents paid for his IELTS, rented us an apartment, and made sure we were okay. And the shocker came like a month into the wedding. Something got him angry and it just hit me on my stomach and
Just
my
like that.
just like that. And the period I was expecting, as sis just came, he turned it around and said, "See now, it's for good. If not that I touched, God used my hand for you. If not that I touched you, your period would not have come and all that."
Wow.
I was brainwashed. That was just the beginning of the brainwashing because I really never knew I had aggressive tendencies. I got to know about it a month to the wedding. We got married in September. August, on my ordination day, I planned with him that okay, my pastor's wife will bake a cake. If you get me a pack of plastic bottle of Pepsi. That cost like 900 or so at the time, 2018. So I guess he didn't know his way around redemption camp. And being a very big place, anyone familiar with RCCG redemption camp knows that whenever there is convention, everywhere will be full of
Crowded.
loudspeaker,
Yeah.
sounds and the rest. So he couldn't get me on phone because of the network issues too. So it was not so clear and he was agitated because he didn't know his way around. By the time he got through to me, the way he spoke to me made me realize that I had made a huge mistake. I was like, Laila here, Laila here, what's wrong with you? Laila here, what's up? The way he spoke to me, I just sat on the floor around UBA. I was like, God, what have I gotten myself into? That was August. And we got married September. He hit me in September. I realized he brought in another lady in November of the same year of our
Wow.
marriage.
As in, he brought in
Yes, he
another
brought
lady
in
to the house.
to the house. He persuaded me to go to my parents' house, which was not far from where we rented. Said his sister was coming and she's kind of nosy. She begs a lot. I don't want her to bother you. I was like, ah, is it not enough? Let her come now. He said, no, just go. I'll call you. And all the while I was there, he kept calling me till I slept. So I felt we're in love. Even in the morning, he was forced to call me. I never knew another lady was there with me.
In the
And the lady
house.
too did not know he was married. But when I got back, I realized all my heart, as a deaconess, you have different hearts. I was a minister in church. So my hearts were covered with wrap. I was like, so then why? I don't want her to beg for heart. I said, Nofi is a Muslim. She uses hijab. What's wrong with heart? That was when I spent a rat. Like, I'm not so dumb. Why would you cover my heart? There's something fishy. So there
Okay,
was
hold
one
on.
time we were
Let
together
me
and
just interrupt. Do you know the lady? Because you're talking about her as if she's someone you know. Do you know her?
no, the heart was covered. So he told me it was a sister that he covered it for that. Okay, I don't want Nofi. Sister's name is Nofi. I don't want Nofi to beg for heart. I was like, Nofi doesn't have any need for heart. Muslims don't use heart. That was when I knew it wasn't Nofi that came to the house.
Okay, what
It
I'm
was
asking
actually
is,
his
do
mom.
you know a Nofi? Do you know the person called Nofi?
I know Nofi. Nofi is
Oh,
his
oh, okay.
steps
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
father's
So,
daughter from his
oh,
hometown.
oh, okay.
So
So you
later
thought
I realized that it was
that was
actually
the person that was coming to the house?
yes, that was my
Oh, okay.
thought. That was what made me because he more or less persuaded me to go to my parents' house to sleep over. So that Nofi could
Okay.
come. Her husband beat her and he's trying to settle it. It was all a lie. Because at a point we were discussing and a call came through. I was like, this guy is disturbing me. I don't want to pick. But I knew something was off. Why wouldn't you pick your friend's call? I checked the screen. It was Demola. Okay. And this Demola has been there all this while we were dating. All the time we were cutting, there was a Demola. I never knew there was never a Demola in reality. So when I realized I didn't pick the call, and I recently watched a movie where a guy did exactly the same thing because he was cheating, he didn't pick. So I got the number from his phone and checked Truecaller, only for me to see Omolade Diekola. I was like, Omolade Diekola. This is the exact name of the owner of a Diamond Bank account I sent money to.
Ah.
And that day I sent the money.
Hey.
He made me send transfer fare. I never knew I was the one sending transfer fare to the girlfriend. Then I told you he wasn't employed.
Oh, wow.
So I never knew I was sending her transfer fare. So it happened that he told me where he just left because he used to work at a bank, Fidelity Bank. So he said my friend Vitalis wants he sold me some first grade shirts and I need to pay him. I said how much? He said 1K. And at that time we were not married, we were not I had not conceived. It was just a month into the wedding, and his father was already complaining. And you guys are always going about together. You are not looking for ways to conceive. I'm like, just got married, not even up to 2 months. So my dad just gave me some cash. Okay, go and do some checkup. So while I was doing the checkup, he went to make a call outside. And he also smelled a rat. Like, why would you not call where I am? So when he came back, Vatali checked with me. Vatali just called me that I need to send 1,000 for the shirt I bought. I'm like, but you already paid. He said no. He hadn't paid. Okay. I sent 1K. When I saw the name that showed, I said, Omolade Diekola, why would it be Omolade? It's supposed to be Vital. He said, it's his secretary. You know, he works in the bank. So I'm like, somebody that just started a business that is not up to a year has a secretary. I just waved it off. I just shrugged it off, like, okay. Then he went to make a call again and came back. Oh, she 1,000. It's mainly 1,000. I'm like, why? He said it's 1,000. In order to avoid argument, I sent another one. So fast forward to when he was making that call and it was Demola and I realized Demola was actually Omolade that I sent money to. I chatted the girl up and she started insulting me. I'm like, yes, I slept at your place. I was with your husband. I didn't know he was married.
Wow.
This and that. I was shocked. Like this is just 2 months into wedding.
The marriage. Mm. Wow.
It was 2 months into the marriage, and the lady had already come to sleep over, and that was one of myriad crowds of girls I can't mention. Like I cannot begin to mention. There are so many of them. I treated STI twice, once during
Oh wow.
pregnancy, another one afterwards. And even
Mm.
while we were married, he would always deny me sex. I was like, ah, yeah. The following day, let's say, okay, we got married on Saturday. The following day, okay, let's have sex. I was eager because it's not like I was a virgin because I was abused as a child. So I
Oh,
knew there was
so
not going to
sorry.
be blood.
So sorry about that.
So thank you, man. So I was like, oh yeah, let's have sex. And I was like, Uti Remy, he was tired. I'm like, why would we be tired? That was when I knew something was off. Up until the marriage ended, he was always reluctant. Funny enough, he goes after his exes, he goes after married women, he goes after colleagues, people living in the neighborhood. Some guys had to come to me at a point and were like, "Mourn your husband, let him desist from following my girlfriend." One of them was the girlfriend of a girl who was pursuing. And I was like, how? One of them now said, "Ah, every time, every day at 6 p.m. he comes to escort the girl. The girl was an apprentice at a tailoring shop. And I also found out that every time we were together, whenever it's 6, he will leave. 6, Monday to Friday, he will leave. So I knew they were not lying because it correlated with the experience I was having with him. At the
Mm.
end of the day, I found out that he was promising the girl a phone. The girl was an 18-year-old girl. I think they used to meet at a brothel close by. So that was just another one. So if I begin to mention, there are so many of them. So many.
Okay.
Even on Christmas, our first Christmas together, we were killing our chicken. So a call came through for him and he went to pick the sitting. I was like, who is that? I said Robinson. This same Robinson too was there when we were dating. I never knew there was actually no Robinson. So I was like, Robinson wished you Merry Christmas early in the morning. That's weird. Guys don't do that. So I took the number again and I found out it was actually Tina Ekwok.
It was what?
That was Tina Ekwok. The name of the lady is Tina.
Ah.
True
Oh,
color brought the name. It was
okay.
actually Tina. And Tina said the
Okay.
fellow was married.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing for so far. I just want to take a few minutes to appreciate those online. Thank you. Welcome, St. Queen. Thank you, Ogechi. Thank you, IK. Thank you, Adebola. Thank you, Sis. Thank you, Adeshola. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you, Maika. I know you came in earlier. I don't know if you're still there, but I saw you pop up. So thank you all for joining in. So for the benefit of those that just came in, yes, Ogechi said the infantry. Most of the time they are so bold, they really don't care. Actually, they do what they want to do and they get on with their own life, no minding what odds or the pain they left behind. So Buki, let me just ask you this. When did you start noticing the narcissistic tendency, or when did you finally say, okay, this person is a aside the cheating, are there something else he was doing that made you say, okay, this person is a narcissistic person? Because most of the time, I don't think cheating is actually one of their traits. I'm surprised he was actually cheating, even though I don't, let me say, because I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to MPD. But let me ask, what are the other traits you noticed in him that made you say, okay, this person is narcissistic?
Okay, there are many traits because when I went online and I saw people talking about their experience, I was like, do they live with me? Why are they saying the exact things I'm going through? The first thing is
Yeah,
that
I think it was
it
actually my
doesn't.
story that made you reach out to me.
Yes, your story was so
Yes,
familiar. I'm like,
yes, yes.
right, it's the same person. He was so unappreciative. There was nothing I did that was good enough. Nothing.
Mm,
I bought him shirts, I bought him this, that. Nothing was good enough for him.
mm.
Another thing was that he felt it was all in all, like he was God. He
Yeah,
needed to be worshipped.
yeah.
He never admitted to fault. He always made it about me. He
Mm,
gaslit me. Every time he made it look like I was the
yeah.
one who was crazy, like I was in
Mm-hmm.
fault. And those things made me realize that this is quite familiar with what I saw online about narcissistic people.
Yeah, yeah,
It was arrogance. To
yeah.
him, it was word best. He even used to tell me point blank, like, "I'm handsome. Girls want me. You are pushing me out." I'm like, you were
Yeah,
born
everything
out,
is your
lived
fault.
out
Even
because
if you cheat, it's going to be your fault. That's one of the traits of an narcissist. They never take ownership of their own mistake. It's always someone else's fault.
Never. And it
Mm-hmm.
was abusive physically.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I was pregnant, I had fibroids and he beat me during the pregnancy.
Wow.
Also, recently, that was 3 months ago, he beat me to the point I nearly lost my left eye. That was the point I said no. I had to stop. This had to stop.
Oh, so you
He beat me
actually
to the
just left?
yes, I just left recently because I left sometime last year
Okay.
and somehow I got back. Realized it only became worse. There was zero accountability. He
Mm-hmm.
just pick up his
Oh
bag
no,
and rush
they
and
never
go.
take out. Okay, let me just chip something in because my ex tried to chat me up recently, and what he said was, "Are you not ready for us to reconcile?" And in my head, I'm like, "Reconcile with you for what?" As in, there's no accountability of okay, this is this. He was just like, and he came out calling me my pet name as in what he usually calls me, and in my head, I'm like, "Is this guy for real?" So usually, that accountability, no, it's not in their manual. So that's one of the trade single ladies needs to look out for. If you are with a guy that doesn't take ownership, nobody is perfect. I messed up, you messed up, everybody can sleep. But you need to get to a place where you're able to say, okay, I'm wrong and I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Then there is a problem. If every time is you made me do that, you made me eat you made me cheat, you made me, then there is a big problem. I'm putting this out there so that the single ladies can also take note because the purpose of we talking is not just to talk, is to educate you and to let you know some things you need to be looking out for in your relationship, and so that you can afford making the same mistakes that people like us have made. All right, all right, go on, Bukola. So once you find out, once you were able to say this is a narcissistic person, were you still married then, or were you still you've left already?
Still married, but there was nothing I could do to salvage the situation. I prayed. I prayed to the point it thundered and he even woke up from sleep. I was like, "Do you realize why you were speaking in tongues? It's thundered." I was like, "Yes, I realized too. I noticed." But the truth was that it was just like somebody opening a door and another person opening it. Like I
Mm.
was closing the doors to outsiders, but it was the one opening it, welcoming strangers, strange women from all corners. Right now, I now have info that the neighbors they are tired of him. Morning, it's another lady. Afternoon, evening, it just changes them like clothes. So this
Mm.
kind of people don't want to change, and there's nothing you
They're
can do to change them.
unrepentant.
That's what
Yeah,
I've
that's what Ogechi said is unrepentant. So most of the times they are
said.
unrepentant. Yeah. So if you
There
decide to
was nothing
stick
I
with
could do
one,
that could.
if you decide to stick with a narcissistic person, you either tell yourself, I think that was the stage I got in that I knew I needed to leave. It's either I tell myself, this is who you are going to live with the rest of your life, manage it the best you can, but never to tell myself it's going to change. Because that's the mistake that we make most of the time. We're going to say that they will change, this person is going to change, I'll keep praying. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's nothing prayer cannot do. But you need to first tell yourself that it's either I'm ready to live with this person, I should just take this person the way this person is. That's one of my own takeaway from my own experience. So you said you were abused several times. What causes the abuse? Why did he start eating you?
Anytime I catch him in a lie, it always ends in abuse. So instead of owning up and saying, "Okay, I'm sorry, I cheated," it's always, "Why did you touch my phone?" This, that, and starts hitting me. I know whenever ladies are triggered too, we begin to talk. So whenever he does that, I tell him things that makes him angry too. He doesn't just walk away. He hits me and he's not remorseful about it. He just hits me as if I was a nobody. He hit me in pregnancy. Before long, I had false stable. I landed in the hospital. I
Wow.
was told to have bed rest in the hospital, but because they didn't want to pay the hospital bills, it was like you rest at home. But I knew I was not going to rest. I worked like a maid. I was a secretary. I was everything except his wife. That was one thing
Wow.
I've noticed. I was his maid. I was his cleaner, and I was never good enough at it. Because he's
Wow.
always saying, "Oh, you are dirty. You don't know how to cook. You are this." He keeps running me down with his mouth, and my esteem was just going down the
Your
drain very
self-esteem, yeah.
easily. Because actually, it was not there. It made me feel I was not good. It was like got to the point. He even said, my vagina was too wide. I'm like,
Oh wow.
wow, man, only only man. Actually, he loves anus, and I've had hemorrhoids for years, so there's no way
Oh.
anyway he was going to have to do anally. So maybe that's why my vagina became something else. I don't know. So he said it to my face, and that and many more made me lose my esteem as a woman.
Self-esteem. Mm.
Those are part of why I had to leave before I lost it all. The little left of my dignity, I had to take it along.
Wow. Anyway, uh, yeah, wow. I really don't know what to say about that because that is like on another kind of level. And the truth
Another
of the matter is, words are so, so powerful. They will keep chipping at you, chipping at you, chipping at you. The more you hear something being said to you, the more likelihood of you believing what is being said. So, anyway, Ogechi said some kind of change can't work in marriage. So I want to just ask you this. Thank you for that, Ogechi. I want to just ask you this. What advice, what are the things you would tell a single lady to look out for? Since you have experienced this, you were lucky to get out of it with your life. I don't know if you're planning on going back, and I can tell you not to. That is still your choice and it is your decision. But for other ladies, single ladies out there that are still in a relationship that looks similar or familiar to what you have been through, that are telling themselves, once we get married, things will change. Once we get married, it's going to be better. What advice will you give them? What are the things you would tell them to look out for?
The thing is, narcissists pretend a lot, and there's no how you can look out for anything. There's no how you can be vigilant enough because they can get away with anything. For me to have been so blind because people spoke, they talked to me, they talked to the pastor. This guy is a fake man, is a flirt, is this. I never believed it. I felt if
So they
whatever he's
told you
telling me
all
is
that before you got married.
all that.
Oh,
Yes, it brings in different ladies morning, afternoon, night. That's the same thing repeating itself at this moment. So, what I'll tell single ladies is not to look out for anything. Just be focused on your own self. Love yourself enough. Love your own company. Don't be
mm,
afraid. Don't run away from yourself because when you
mm,
feel you need a company, you need companionship. You need to use someone as uh, something to rest on, to lean on.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
For the wrongest people. When you
mm,
love yourself and you are happy, good guys will rush to you. They want to share from your light. They want to share in your joy. You
mm.
have enough for yourself and to share with others. But when you feel like somebody is coming to rescue you in the name of marriage, and it comes because society makes it look like if a woman is not married, then
Yes,
there's a problem
something
with
is
her. Then
wrong. Mm-hmm.
she needs to go for deliverance. I did. I went for deliverance at MFM several times. So when it came along, it was like an answer to my prayer. So
Yes,
when you are not
so
confident in your own company, you want somebody to be there. You want somebody to lean on. You want someone to rescue you from singleness. You are not enjoying
mm,
your life to the fullest. Like, okay, this is me. I'm going to love myself. We don't love ourselves enough. That's why we just discount our values for whoever comes. Okay, nobody's coming. This one is okay. Doesn't have masters like I do, but at least, then you start making excuses. You see red flags now, you turn them to pink roses. So, but
mm,
when you love yourself enough, you will be able to know. You don't have to look for signs. When you look for signs, you cannot find. I
mm,
checked this man's phone. Demola was actually Omolade. I got to know after wedding. Robinson was Tina. I got to know after wedding. So you can never know. But when you love yourself enough, right people will gravitate towards you.
mm.
And any negative energy will just it will repulse your positivity and things will just go the way they should. But when you feel, oh, I need a man, you don't. You need yourself. Love yourself. And I'm still working on myself on this because
Yeah.
I realized I can't keep my own company enough. I just want
Mm,
somebody to be there to talk to, be
mm.
friends with, a guy to be with. That.
No,
You are with yourself and you are okay being by yourself. Being by yourself, oh, it's a big plus. It's an
no.
awesome big plus. And I'm still working on myself on that.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. So, the two things I take away from that is love yourself and love your own company. That's actually deep because a lot of ladies, I was actually guilty of that too. And I think it's like she said, societal pressure is really taking a toll on single ladies. I think that's actually true. 'Cause most of the time we bow to the pressures the society put on us to be married, to get married, as in that's how you're fulfilled as a woman. If you don't marry, you're not a fulfilled woman. And I think that's like an extra layer of pressure that the society put on us. But then, like Buki just said, we should learn to love our own company. There's nothing bad in you being alone until you get the right person. Nobody is saying you should not marry, but there's nothing bad in you being alone until you get the right person. Thank you for that. Okay, Esther Queen said, sis, take your time to recover mentally. That's for you, Buki. So they are saying you should take your time to recover mentally because you said you're still finding yourself and you're still not there. And we know and we hope you will find yourself soon and get better. So let's talk about the role of the church in all this. Was there anything the church did? Was there any time the church decided to call you all together to have a conversation to try and see what is going on? Or was it that they didn't even know what was going on at all?
The thing is, narcissists listen to nobody, not even God. God says don't commit adultery. They don't. So the church tried through the pastor tried so much, and what ended was that he left the church, took me and the child, took the whole family out of the church, changed churches entirely.
Oh.
So the church was not able to control him. He decided to leave the church. He was angry for the church to have the audacity to tell him the truth. So he left.
That sounds so familiar. Like once you try to correct them, they feel like what rights do you have? What rights do you have? I remember someone way older that we called Baba, as in there was a time he told me to tell my ex to come see him. And my ex was like, what right does he have to tell me to come see him? Why can't he come to see me? This is like a grandfather.
Oh.
This is like a grandfather. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Anyway, thank you for that. So the church tried to intervene, they tried to talk to him, and then it made you guys change churches.
No one dare talk to him. Nobody. Even he saw my dad recently, and he looked away like he never knew him, never saw him in his life.
Wow.
Ever.
What about his own parents, his own family? They didn't try to broker peace?
He has not called his dad in over a year. He hasn't. He said his dad rented out one of his apartments and didn't give him money, not even 5K. So he cut his father off.
Oh wow.
And his mother is his number one fan.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Thank you for sharing your story, Buki. You said the other time. Okay, I think I was the one that said I don't know if you are going to go back. So, IK. I don't know if it's IK or IK. I hope I'm getting that right. He said go back, and Esther Queen said go back to die. So I know, in all honesty, the truth of the matter is this: no woman wants to live a marriage, at least that I am aware of. No woman wants to walk out of their marriage. Most of the time, it's instilled in us as women to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, even to the point of death. So I'm not putting you out there, I'm not putting any pressure on you. But has there been any pressure from anybody saying, go back, go back? Have they been trying to get you to go back to him?
Maybe if I share the picture of my eye, you will have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Nobody ever saw that picture and asked me to even step back one bit. Even the pastor of the new church said, just go and pray to God, connect back to God. Nobody asked me to go back, not even one soul. No, no pressure.
Okay, are you thinking in that line of going back?
I'm not thinking of going back at all, because I know going back does not change anything. I'm not even thinking of going back at all, because it's like a bad gangrene. While I was with him, I was emaciated. I was not me. I look back at pictures of me with him and I know this is not supposed to be. So now, getting myself physically, career-wise, and everywhere, nobody wants to go back to their vomits. I'm not thinking of going back at all.
Wow, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you for joining in, Shalom. Thank you for joining in, Ami Lumiere. And Esther Queen said, narcissists pretend so much when they are outside, always painting a perfect picture of themselves. You will now look like the bad person. That's so true. That's so true. They are charming. They are likable. As in, they will charm everybody around you and you just like them. That's just the truth. They are very charming. So that's true. So you said something that you're not even thinking on the line of going back. And I don't want to say go back, but I want us to talk about the effects of this on your child. Was there ever a time you think this was affecting your son? or was the abuse going on? Do you think your young son, who is just like a year plus, did he notice anything? Did he see anything? Was there any effect of the abuse on your child, on your son?
Yes, all the abuse happened while he was there. Even as a baby, 12 days into the birth, he hit me. He was violent with me. My baby was there. From A
Wow.
to Z, he's always there. And I don't want him to grow up seeing that kind of situation like as the norm, because I don't want to be the mother-in-law that has to come to settle fight all the time. I don't want to be that
Mm.
person. So I
Wow.
want him to grow up healthy and not see that kind of toxic situation
Relationship.
like
Yeah.
normal. So I'm living mostly because of my son. I have to
Mm.
live so that I
Mm.
wouldn't grow up thinking is that is the standard
That's
of the
normal.
way a man should do.
Yeah. Wow, thank you for that. So let me ask you another question to follow up that. How are you training him not to grow up with this NPD tendency? Because the truth of the matter is, as Africans, we are called a kind of respect to the male child. We treat the male child a certain kind of way, different from the female child, which makes them grow up most of the time being egotistical, which makes them grow up most of the time feeling as if they have a certain right over a woman. So what are the things that you as a mother is teaching your son? What are the things you're teaching him to let him know that having this kind of tendency is not good?
He's still like a toddler. So what I'm teaching him basically now is to be kind, to be respectful, to be a wholesome human being, a human being that treats people with respect. That's what I'm teaching him for his age because he's
Yeah, even though he's
still
still
a little boy.
yeah, he's a toddler. But yeah, it's what they
Yes,
see
and
more, they pick up what they see. So for that, I'm
yes,
glad you had to leave, because they pick up what they see more at this age, because they are more perceptive
yes.
to seeing things around them. All right, so thank you so much, Buki. So before we round this up, is there something else you want to say? Is there something else you want people to know, or a lesson you want the singles to learn from your own experience?
I want singles to know that getting it wrong in marriage, nobody is immune to it. If anybody
Mm,
told me I'll ever be single on my own, I'd been a single mother while in the marriage because financially and every other way wasn't responsible for my child.
mm,
So being a single mom is not a stigma. It's not something we should run from because part of why most of us just remain there. Like, how can I
yeah,
be? Can I be
yeah,
named numbered among those kind of
yeah,
people? And I
yeah, true.
also growing up, I knew a single mom and I know how people looked at her, how they perceived her. I never dreamed that one day I'll be there. So I want people to know that nobody is immune to these things, and I pray it never falls on anyone. But somehow,
Mm-hmm,
some people will still be single moms,
mm-hmm,
even though people find love again. Depends on how
mm.
God has planned our journeys in life. So I pray good journeys for every one of us.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this today. Really appreciate your time. And ironically, your network is so good. What network are you using? So that I don't know, maybe our next guest will just listen to this. What network are you using? Because there was no break, there was
Um,
nothing. It was just, I mean, anyway, that's just a light joke. So,
and
were you about to say something?
yeah, I said I use MTN and Techno Canon phone. Maybe the combination is what works well.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Thank you so much, Wiki. We appreciate you. We appreciate the strength and the courage you have to do this. And as the Queen said, God is your strength. We are praying for you. We are keeping you in our prayers. Just hang in there. You will smile again. You will smile again. Just because most of the times the things we go through in life is meant to make us stronger. If they don't break us, we get stronger from it, and we keep going. We keep going, hoping that the next one will be best, and things will be better. So we are keeping you in our prayers. Keep hanging in there, like you said, at least for the sake of your son. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Before I go, I always like giving my final thoughts, but really there's no final thought to give, because Buki has said everything that needs to be said. I'm actually very particular about the single ladies. Um, okay, a question came in. Buki, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, the question is, are you over it? Won't it have any effect on you later? Are you over it? If it comes crawling and begging now, will it be effective in you considering to go back?
The only way I can go back is if God Himself says, Buki, go back. Or even if any human being, not even whoever it is, I don't want to know because I know what I felt and I'm still healing. I'm still deeply hurt.
So obviously you're not over
It's
it.
it. I'm not over the pains. I'm not over the regrets, and it's still like a dream to me.
Yeah,
Like, is this really me?
yeah. So
I
so
just thank
sorry.
God.
So sorry. I didn't need to be. I was actually happy you didn't cry at all. So it's not towards the end that you should be crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if that
Yeah,
question
that's
made you cry. So sorry. So sorry. Be strong. Ike said, be strong. We are all cheering you on. We are all cheering you on. It's a very painful experience. I've lived it. So to a certain extent, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're talking about. Be strong for yourself and your son. That came in again from the team. The team is saying, be strong for yourself and your son. Okay?
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry
you.
you had to go through that, and we are keeping you in our prayers. Okay, Adebola is sending you hugs. That's my sister. She's sending you hugs. They're all sending you hugs and kisses, and they're saying, be strong. Okigechi said it is well. We are keeping you in our prayers. It only gets better from here. From here on, trust me, it get better. Because now I'm telling you, I'm enjoying the best time of my life right now. And I know you will get there as well. Okay? You will get there as well. You will see a partner that doesn't hold things over you, that doesn't hold something like, over your head, that wants to address the issue and be done with it and then move on. Even when you know at times that you're the one trying to be stupid, when you know at times that you're the one that is trying to be dramatic, but that person is ready to fight through it with you, to hold your hands and to tell you, we are going to go through this, we are in this together, we are fighting this together. You know, someone that respects you, that respects your opinion, that understands your hurt and your pain, that understand your stubbornness at times, even when you need to be stubborn. You know, so I'm sitting here and I'm telling you that that is what I am enjoying right now. And you are going to get there as well. Okay? So be strong. It's going to be fine. They're sending you hugs. They're sending you a lot of loves. They're sending you a lot of kisses. Thank you so much, Buki, for doing this. And the Lord will keep you. It will uphold you. It will empower you. It will strengthen you. It will keep your son. Your son will grow up to be a young, beautiful, wonderful man that you'll be so proud of, you know, and all will be well with you. That's all we can say. We are keeping you in our prayers, okay? Thank you all for today. Thank you, IK. Thank you. Oh, I am Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Bola. Thank you, Ogechi. Thank you, IK. Thank you, Esti Queen. Okay, so before I go, I always do a giveaway on this show. And we'll be doing a giveaway today for 2 people. I know Esti Queen contributed all through and Ogechi as well. So thank you, Esti Queen and Ogechi. Okay, IK2 contributed. So, wow, we always do 2 winners, but we have more people that contributed today. Antibola too did. Because I don't want someone to come and be saying you did not see my contribution. Yay for Antibola. Okay. So Antibola did, but we only do 2 winners in a week. So what do we do? What do we do? How do we pick our 2 winners? Suggestions. Who should we pick? Who are the 2 people that we should give the gifts, I give away to? Let's see fastest fingers first. Fastest fingers first. The question is, okay, 3 winners. The question is, okay, the producer said we are doing 3 winners. Hey! So our producer has increased this to 3. So fastest fingers first. Stephanie, yes, right. That was all your contribution. Your contribution was just Stephanie. Anyway, fastest fingers first. The question is, how many months was Buki's wedding? How many months was her marriage before she worked? So let's see fastest fingers first. In her story, she told us when she got married, she told us when she left. So how old was her marriage when she walked out? The first 3 winners. The first 3 winners. Hi, Lavina. Let's see. influencer is coming in. We are waiting. We need to go. I want to try as much as possible to be sticking to 1 hour on this show and not just to be going to 3 months. That wasn't right. That was not right, no. She got married in 2018. That's a clue. And left 3 months ago. She got married in September of 2018 and left 3 months ago. 3 years? Okay. This is not fair. The people that have been contributing all through the show are actually not answering. This is not fair. Esther Queen said 3. Okay, Esther Queen is one of our winners. Okay, Ahmed said 3. Stephanie said 3. 3 years. Okay, Lovina is trying to be a smart one. He just said 3. She didn't say if it's 3 months or 3 years. So all those that are saying 3 words. 3 words is that? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reward Esther Queen, Ogechi, okay, 3 years. You people are making it difficult, so. Oh, I'm sorry, Ogechi. Ogechi said it's the network. He said poor network. Okay. All right. So I want to ask for something that just came in now. They said if anyone would like to support Buki, please get across to me. If you would like to support Buki, if you like to I don't know, support her in any way you feel like supporting her, please just get across to me. Okay? Because in as much as we want to hear the story, we want to at least chip in a thing or two to encourage her in her journey as well. So if you would like to support Buki, please get across to me and God will bless you. Okay, so I need help. I think I need to talk to the team. I need help with the winners. Who are the people you think we should give the giveaway to? Please, I need help. I need help. Lovina joined at the end of the show. Who else? I think I'm going to do Esther Queen, Ogechi. Then why did I ask? Okay. So who else? I know Ogechi contributed all through the show, and Esther Queen contributed all through the show. Okay, so we are going to take Lovina as the third person. So it's Esther Queen, Ogechi, and Lovina. Amelume, you contributed, but towards the end, Oge and Esther. Who is Esther? Was there an Esther in the... I said Oge and Esther. Antibala said Oge and Esther. Okay, someone said it's actually 2 years and 6 months though. Okay. So it's not 3 years. Okay, oh. Wow. What should we do? Lavina, Ogechi, Esther Queen, and I think Ami is actually right though. Ami Lumia is right. She actually is 2 years and 6 months, which is actually correct. But a lot of people are voting for Ogechi. Adeshala said Ogechi. So Ogechi. Okay, they just said Ame too. Ame and Ogechi. Okay. Now next the Queen and Lovina. I guess we are going to do 4 winners. Lovina is going to get a big up from me. So that makes her a winner. I'm looking for trouble. I'm looking for trouble. Okay, Esther Queen and Ame and Lovina. Those are our winners. Okay, Esther Queen and Ame Lume. Can you please tell me I know your real name, but somehow it's I don't know, I can't remember it. But anyway, Ame, I hope I'm getting that right. Ame Lume, Ogechi, Esther Queen, Lovina. Those are our 4 winners for this week. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you all for tuning in. So next week we are going to bring someone else. but this person is actually going to be live. She's going to share a bit of her story, but then she's going to do a bit of like motivational speech, because she is passionate about letting people know that because you're a woman or because you're a Christian, you're not exempted from going through some marital issues. You're not exempted from being abused. And she wants to tell you that most of the time, Christianity makes us keep quiet and suffer in silence, but you should be able to own your pain and deal with your pain in your own way. So next week, the person I'm bringing is going to tell us her story, but then she's still going to motivate us. She will be live in our studio with us next week, Saturday. So thank you all for joining. Okay, Abimbola, thank you. Thank you, Esther Queen. Thank you, Adebola. Thank you, Adeshola. Thank you, Ogechi. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Lavina. Thank you, Stephanie. I wish I can scroll up and call out all the names, but you know the way this thing moves fast. You're welcome, Esther Queen. Thank you for always. You're always here every Saturday. Thank you so much. So until next week when we come your way again from the studios of Glimpse Extra. Shout out to the team. Glimpse Extra. Shout out to Uncle Joshua. Shout out to Adeshola. Thank you to Fema, even if she is not here. Thank you to Stephanie. Thank you to everybody behind the scene that makes this happen. We appreciate you all for your time and your efforts. Thank you and God bless you. So until next week, like I said, see you. My name is still Odun Akerede. I'm still your friend. I'm still your sister. I'm still someone else's daughter. And I am still your fellow woman. And I ought to. Okay? Because there was a time I had a conversation with someone that said, you sit on the set and you're looking so pretty. As if you don't ought. Yes, I do. I do cry. At least I bring out tears too. So until next week when I come your way, I'm still your fellow woman that goes through whatever it is that you're going through. And I'm cheering you on. See you next week. Bye.